So today's the day sowing the sweet corn. You'll see from previously I'd soaked it overnight, and the seeds are now in this little vitamin tablet box thing. So they're still damp in there, and I'll be sowing those. I'll show you how I do it. I think I haven't got enough mix here. This is just shop bought general purpose compost with some vermiculite and a bit of perlite to give it more drainage. But what I do need to do is to, I don't think I've got enough, so I'll open another bag. I don't know if you can see this bag. I see people and they just tear them apart. Now these are so useful. Why don't you carefully trim the top and be able to put the bag away when you finish with it and be able to use it, because it's so useful afterwards for all sorts of reasons. I use it mainly to store my own compost in, and when I reuse things. See, that just goes in the bin. So let's get sowing these. Sweet corn. The variety is called Incredible, and it's a really nice variety. I've grown this, I think this is the third year I've grown it, and it's really nice. I would recommend it to anybody. It's one of the sweet ones, and it is an F1, so you can't save seeds from it, but yeah, excellent. And I'm going to sow all the seeds. It says it's 50 in the packet, so I'll see how many I get from it. The seeds have already taken up the water from the soaking last night, so just crack on. I prepared these are my drinking cups, and I'm just going to stick these on each one and then poke them down with a finger, and that's it basically. They're a big seed, so they're quite robust, so you don't need to do anything like sieve the compost. It's not necessary, but they won't tolerate frost, so they are going to go home with me. I'm going to put these on my windowsill in the conservatory. So let me sort these. One, just a first knuckle depth, and I'll give them a water when I get home, so it's easier to carry. I'll just stack them. I've got 3 of these trays, so there's 45, and I've got a few spares just in case I've got more than 45. I do need 46 plants for what I've got, so let's get the next one. I better move this out so you won't see it. So let's see how many we'll get. I wouldn't ever consider sowing these all in one place and then one pot and then pricking them out. It's just not worth it. They'll stay in these for a long time. It's a quick process, and you get a good start with them. What I've got to worry about here is rabbits, so I'm going to have to, when I've planted these, I'm going to fence the area where they're going to be planted, but that's a while off yet. So how quick that was. I love sweet corn. The whole family does. It's 3 in our family who live at home. I grew a similar amount last year, and we had so many cobs. You get about 5 or 6 cobs off each plant, so that's a lot of cobs, and it's very easy to freeze. So we've still got cobs in the freezer from last year because we adore them. How easy is this? Any fool can do this, even me. So that's 45 done, and I've got a few spares here. Let's see how many I've got. I prepared 50. King seeds. Right, what I will do is I'll prepare some more and use these three. I'm not wasting them. I'm going to prepare some more just in case I don't get any germinate. So I'll do a few more and then get back. Okay, I'm going to pot on these celery. It's time. They've got, I can see roots on a couple of them coming through. So it's the time they were potted on. And put them in these 2.5-inch pots with some unsifted compost, general purpose compost. Take out any big twigs, of course. I didn't put any perlite in this one. They don't really need the drainage celery. They're a water-loving plant, as with the celeriacs. I think some people, I've heard say that they're almost a marginal plant. Just make sure I get that in there. So I've got, what's this? I think I've got 18 in here and I want 15. So let's start at one end. Hoping this shows up. That's not really working. I think I used a pen last time. That's it. Didn't get a clean one on that because I messed it up, but hopefully should come good. See if I can get a better one this time. Yeah, much better. Oh. Typical me. Putting them in these 2.5-inch pots. I think that soil could done with this compost could done with a bit of more water before I did this, but it's too late now. I'm going. That's a small one. I'll leave that one for now. I completely messed that one up. Let's see if I can retrieve it without damaging it any further. If me and my ham-fisted ways can grow stuff, anybody can. Last one here. And there we have it. Now I'll give these a good drenching now. So that's the celery done. Don't care if they flop, they'll soon come back. And I'll tease them up. I'll have a second go with this. Might seem excessive, but celery love it. As I said, no perlite, just vermiculite, water retention. That should do nicely. Give that a minute. Then I'll tease these up a little like this. That needs a bit more around it. This one and this one. Might seem quite brutal, but I think they're fairly forgiving, these plants. I think they'll do well. I'm going to put these back in the greenhouse here. See how they go. I've got some spares and they'll stay until I'm sure these are good. I've often wondered why some seeds germinate at a different rate. These nasturtiums that I said had 30% germination, did 10 seeds. One popped up, so I've put that in the spare thing, and now 2 more are popped up. So that's gone up from 30% to 60%. So I'm just going to, we get more. I'll pop them on into another 4 tray. Nearly missed it. Okay, back on the shelf. These are what I call my sacrificial plants. I'll dot these around, and then because slugs and aphids love these things, so they're the first to go. Act like a trap. The value of spares. Now you can see, maybe, these are my celeriacs. Now I wanted a full complement of celeriacs, and these are the ones I pricked out a little while ago now, and they are starting to grow. They're getting the true leaves, but one of them didn't make it. But I did keep the original, what I pricked them out from, and there are a couple in there. I don't know if you can see them. See if we can get it to. So I'm going to take one and hopefully get it into that place without too much. Actually 2 in there, but take that back one out. These will go back on the shelf now in the greenhouse. Even though we're having nice days, we're still having cold nights, so I'm making sure that my homemade candle, this goes over the top of it. Candle heater keeps the frost, any possibility of a frost out of this greenhouse. Notice these have got they could be left in here for longer, but I want to get them in fresh compost. I'm still dubious about compost I've had. I've been using my own homemade compost, whether it's been tainted or not, especially since those peas that I've had trouble germinating showed up and germinated in tissue paper. It's a bit of a red flag. So and these French marigolds are very important for the I can see the roots there, so really important as a companion plant. I've got this. These are the only 2 that made germination through from the commercial seeds I had available. So I'd really like these to crack on. My others are a little way behind these. I think that'll do. Make sure that goes back in there. Won't harm them to get them some fresh compost. So I wouldn't normally pot them on at this stage if I wasn't concerned about the provenance of my own homemade, which seems to be okay for some things, and maybe other things are just susceptible to whatever's gone on with it. I think the more robust seeds are fine, but I don't know. I just don't know, and that's the reason behind it all. So stop me wittering, Norman, and get on with it.